and development professionals, we spend our days fueling the growth of others. But who's filling our cup? Too often, we're left to figure out our own development in an unregulated industry and with no guidance. I'm LaQuin Taylor, and for over a decade, I've helped global organizations strengthen their learning functions, all while figuring out how to strengthen my own. And I want to help you do the same. Today, I'm sharing 3 tips to help you design a personal development strategy that keeps your cup full. Tip 1: Be intentional. This begins with reflection. Ask yourself, how did I get here? Maybe you took the formal route, degrees and certifications for mastery. Or maybe you fell into L&D because you're a great subject matter expert, presented with the opportunity to become a trainer or a facilitator. Either way, your journey matters. Think about the skills you built, the roles you've held, projects you participated in, and the people you've met along the way. Now ask yourself, where am I right now? Not just your job title or where you're employed, but how you feel about where you are. I often meet practitioners who feel stuck or restless. They have one foot out the door. And sometimes I meet practitioners that are floating happily in the clouds, but they have no idea what's going on in their development. Either way, both of those spaces can teach you something valuable and are worth capturing. Even if the lesson here is, don't do that again. Once you've taken that inventory, it's time to look ahead. Ask yourself, where do I want to go? Are you happy where you are? Do you want to grow within your organization? Or are you looking to expand your personal brand in the broader L&D space? Getting intentional means getting specific. If you're exploring new opportunities, think about the type of learning culture you want to join. How will you know when you found it? What are your boundaries? And what are you no longer willing to compromise on? And if you're content where you are, maybe your focus is on how you show up. Do you want to develop a particular skill, take on a new project, or give back to the field in some way? You might mentor aspiring L&D professionals, publish your insights, or dive deeper into the science of learning. Whatever it is, write it down because clarity yields a good strategy. Tip 2: Do the research. Now that you know where you want to go, it's time to figure out how to get there. Treat this like your own development gap analysis. Start with the roles or goals you've identified. If there's a position that interests you, say learning strategist or director of talent development, study it. What qualifications or experiences do people in that role have? What certifications or degrees are common? What language shows up in their job descriptions or portfolios? Go deeper than just job postings. Connect with people who do that work or those who work closely with them. Ask questions. Listen to their stories. Learn from both their successes and their mistakes. And if you're targeting skill development instead of a new role, apply the same curiosity. Want to strengthen your business acumen? Explore certifications, workshops, and professional groups that focus on that. Reach out to hosts, past participants, and credential holders to get real feedback. Then take everything you've gathered, the skills, the time investment, the potential cost, and lay it all out. Think of it as a roadmap. Here's where I am, here's where I want to be, and here is what it's going to take to get me there. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be intentional. Tip 3, invest in yourself. Now that you've done the reflection and the research, it's time to put it all into action. You've built a development strategy that's uniquely yours. Now the next step is investment. If you're part of an organization that supports employee development, use that to your advantage. Bring your goals into your one-on-one meetings. Add them to your annual reviews. Advocate for your growth. The biggest investment you can make is speaking up for what you want to develop. But here's the key. Be strategic. Tie your development requests to organizational goals whenever you can. If funding is limited, think about the return on investment. For example, attending a big conference can be fun and energizing, but could that same budget go towards a certification that boosts your credibility long term? Or can you offset the cost by volunteering or facilitating a session while you're there? Personally, I've paid out of pocket for certifications before, and in return, I've asked my organization to support me with time off for live sessions or study days. That balance allowed me to grow without waiting for the perfect conditions. Sometimes investment isn't just financial, it's creative. Look inside your own organization. Are there leadership programs or projects that you could join? Even as an observer, remember, at the table or from the back of the room, learning is happening. And that's what it's all about. Continue to learn, to grow, and to pour back into yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, but when you take time to invest in yourself, you refill it with purpose, confidence, and possibilities. So here's your challenge. Before this week ends, take one small action to fill your cup. Be intentional and reflect. Research or invest. Even if it's just 10 minutes, focus on you. Because the better you care for your own growth, the more capacity you'll have to help others grow too. I'm LaQuin Taylor, and this has been You Can't Pour from an Empty Cup, building your development strategy as a learning professional.